Hey, my name is Jared. You're watching Backroad Exploration. Today I'm in the garage and I want to show you one of my new favorite accessories for a round camp and my adventures. It is this magnetic battery power bank from the folks over at SetPower. Now, I have been running the SetPower SV45 fridge for about a year now. I really like this one for a bunch of things, and my main thing is I think it's a nice, capable, affordable fridge. I do like that it has this nice metal side to it, which is a really handy thing for this battery pack, because my favorite thing about it is that it's magnetic. I can plug it into here. I'll attach it when I'm in the garage in here working. I'll set it and attach it to my Craftsman toolbox so that I can power my phone while I listen to music or watch, YouTube University videos, things like that, so that I can figure out how to do things. And I just really like that it's magnetic. Now, another thing that I love the profile of it. So as you can see, it's really not that big and it's really thin, which is really nice because I have the GX460 and it's small enough that I can attach it to either side or the back and still be able to move the fridge slide in and out without running into other pieces or hitting into the side of the vehicle or things like that. So its profile is one of the #1 things that I love about it. Now, let me show you the ports that it comes on here so that you can know what you can and can't use while you're trying to power it. So as you can see here, you have your traditional 12 volt here, then you have a normal USB and a USB-C port. You have this nice little display that tells you how much battery life you have left, and then this is the input power port. So if you want to charge it, it's easy. You have a traditional, wall plug that you plug it in, and you can plug it into this. Most vehicles, our GX, our old Jeep, you can use that power plug it into the accessory in your vehicle, and then power it to this so that this is charging while you're driving. Now, according to their marketing materials and what they've communicated to me, you can get around 7 hours of battery life charging a fridge like this. Now, I did a test about a month and a half ago in the San Rafael Swell where I didn't charge while I was driving, just to see how much battery life I could get. It wasn't a super hot day because it was in the spring, but it wasn't super cool either. And I was actually able to get 10 hours of battery life before it powered off. Now, the fridge wasn't running the whole time. It's turning on, turning off, kicking on and off the compressor and things like that. So I'm sure that's why they give you that 7-hour time frame. Obviously, that's going to depend on the climate that you live in, the power output of your fridge and things like that. But in general, I think that's a pretty safe number. Now, you're probably thinking to yourself, well, 7 hours, and this is the same for me. 7 hours is not enough to be my primary battery source for my fridge. Primary reason is I'm usually getting into camp sometime between like 4 and 8, and then I'm not leaving until the next morning between 8 and 10 in the morning. So I need to have about 14 to 16 hours of battery without running the vehicle to be recharging it, and this comes up a little short there. So you can use it as a additional power source if you want to, or what I actually have found that I've been using it the most for is just a portable power bank around camp to run different things. So when I'm out on adventures, I have my DSLR camera, I'm running a drone, I'm running GoPros, I have my phone that I'm doing all of my GPS and navigation for, and having an extra power source while I'm at camp that I can move around. We can put it up inside the rooftop tent at night to charge phones. We can set it up on the side of the trailer here during the day to charge phones or batteries on cameras and things like that, devices for the kids. It's really handy. I also love, because it's magnetic, I can attach it to a bunch of different places on my trailer, and then I can come and plug devices in. I can plug lights into it and things like that to give light around camp. There's just so many uses from that standpoint, in my opinion, that's really cool. Now, if I was going to change anything about it, I think it'd be okay for it to be a tiny bit thicker and allow you to be able to have a regular wall socket plug, which would be handy because some of our power outputs, like the drone batteries, need to have your traditional plug. Now, I utilize a Jackery 300 as my primary battery source, and as you can see, I'm really just showing you this so you can see the size. From this view, pretty similar. But the key difference is this, right? This thing is so much thinner, which is really cool. You can fit it in more places. If I was going to change something about it, I wish that you could either, it was a little bit bigger so you had 12 to 14 hours of battery life. You could make it overall wider, or you can make it a little bit thicker. Or what I actually think would be more useful is if you could tether them together so that I could actually have two sitting here next to each other, tethered together, and then that would give me the same amount of battery life and take up less space in the vehicle than my Jackery does, which would be really cool for when I'm out on my adventures. Now, from a price standpoint, it comes in at $199.99, and kind of comparing that to, the Jackery is an additional, I think, $200 more expensive than this. So, overall, I think it lands right where it should from a price standpoint. Anytime you're getting into compact battery systems like this, they get expensive. And so it isn't what I would consider to be super affordable, but I do think it's priced right for what you're getting. So kind of keep that in mind when you're thinking about it. Obviously, to me, the main advantage of this and what we use it for the most, like I said, is just power around camp. I can move it around while we're at camp.